Welcome back to the GCTV live studio. We are here in the closing stages of Cannes. This is stage 7 of the Global Champions League. Now we have just seen a very impressive victory for the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, that take them into the championship lead. They leapfrog the Cannes Stars, powered by the Iron Dames, and they move into first place. This is the final result from Cannes stage 7 to remind you as to how things ended here at the end of Global Champions League. That win comes in for the Stockholm Hearts. They finish in first place. Riesebeck International, powered by Kingsland Equestrian, in second, and Madrid in Motion in third place. The home team, the Cannes Stars, find themselves in fourth, and New York Empire down to fifth, and Shanghai Swans, Mexico Amigos, a big jump from 5 to 6 with 8 additional penalties separating them. Disappointment for Falkenswart United, for the Prague Lions, and for the Rome Gladiators, who unfortunately finish in the bottom position here tonight at the end of Cannes 2024. Now, joining us live in studio, a man that we haven't seen on site for some time. We're very excited to have him back on site. Ludger Biedbaum, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Ludger, I would imagine that maybe there would be some frustration, but you say to me, no, not at all. Tell me why.
No, frustration is, I mean, we had a couple of frustrating legs before, you know, when you are really at the end of the ranking. But today they've done really well. We were very close, yes. And I think a podium place is never a frustrating situation.
Sure.
So second, if we will have another couple of seconds, I think we will be at the end of the tour quite high up. So actually, I'm very positive. We are climbing up. We didn't have a great start the first few legs, but the boys are riding strong. The horses are jumping well. So I'm actually much more positive than frustrated.
That is very good to hear, because I imagine the late faults in Madrid, faults in Saint-Tropez, here now towards the end of the round, it feels as if you are jumping brilliantly, and then seemingly at the end of each round there seems to be a little bit of trouble. What do you think is maybe causing those late faults that are costing you?
Well, late faults, I mean, we started off quite good in Doha. We were third, and then we had a bit of a I don't know, a couple of issues, riders injuries, horses injuries. Philipp Schulze top-offs, then all over horse, never stopped once in Miami. Then we had to replace Owen for Mexico with another rider. So things haven't gone really, really great. We haven't seen Philipp much yet, but we have a strong package, and by the end of the season, I don't think it will go so wrong that we will not be in the first three.
You are sounding very confident, for good reason. I wonder if you feel like you are hitting good momentum now, despite not winning. As you say, you're getting onto the podium, you're getting championship points. Is the feeling that a top 3 is a good result at the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, the higher up, the better, of course. But, you know, I think we have a strong team. We had an unbelievable flow last year, the whole season. You cannot expect that every year.
Sure.
This year we didn't have a great start because of a lot of reasons. But the package is strong, the team is strong, the horsepower and the riders are strong. So, as I said, I'm very, very confident. And if it's not the first place, it's second or third, top 3, this is our goal, and I think it's still more than realistic.
Although you are only 15 points off the championship lead. 15 points. Does that mean a championship win is still possible? You talk about getting good momentum.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we are leg 6 or 7. What do we having? From 16. So I mean, we are not even halfway.
Sure. Yeah.
So anything is possible. We can go down, but I think we can also. The league win is not impossible, for sure not.
You said now Philipp Schulze top-off coming back. What does the summer look like? These next couple of stages are very busy. They come very quickly. Have you planned ahead to what point? Where are you in the planning? What does the next few stages look like?
We have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
You're very good at the plan C as well, huh?
And we had the same last year. You know, we have to see the next weeks. I mean, Philipp and Philipp Weishaupt, he was not here. He was today in La Baule. He will probably join the German team if things are going in the right way in Paris for the Olympics. Christian as well. Christian has several horses, so we will see him in Stockholm, in a couple of other shows for sure.
Is Owen close to returning?
Owen is close to returning. He will go to Paris.
Okay.
Then Harry Alan is back on track with his horse. He had a bit of a difficult show in Shanghai, but the horse jumps good again, so I think the two of them will go to Paris, plus Philipp Schulze top off. Then two of the three will go to Monaco. Before that, I think we actually have Stockholm, where Philip and Weishaupt and Christian Kokogaku. So I'm not worried. I think we will be doing fine.
All right, let's watch your boys get their podium. Thank you and well done. Ludger Beerbaum talking to us from Riesebeck International. Let's go through to the podium celebrations for 1, 2 and 3 live from Cannes.
It was much larger before coming to Cannes. Second place, Riesebeck International, as mentioned. Now with the championship just a point behind on Madrid in motion, and I'm looking at the championship standings, 15 points behind on the leaders. That was also bigger, larger when we came here to Cannes. It was a 20-point gap, so they've chewed 5 points off that gap. They were eager to win, and they still haven't. But again, they're a little bit closer to the position that they desire so intensively. The leading position. Trophies and prizes are being presented by François Bourret. Bourret, who is the president of the Jumping International de Cannes. And it is Jan Tops, as founder and president of the Global Champions League, with the trophy for Riesebeck. And Frédéric de la Brouille, the general director of Group Cavallari partners, Volvo partners that support the Jumping International de Cannes. There comes the big trophy. The leading trophy, the winner's trophy for Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M. We love horses. Antoine Herman with the clear in round 1. Let's not forget about the French youngster. The clear from Marley Bayer Johnson, the clear from Nicolas Philippa. It's the only double clear here at the stage in the second round, and so very much deserved win for Stockholm Hearts. The champagne shower, cork still in the bottle. It started with a lot of intentions, but now it's difficult. Ooh, Philip, that's not nice for your teammate. And that means that the 7th stage of Global Champions League quietly comes to an end, as we once more see the highlights of that champagne shower. It means that next week we have a break, ladies and gentlemen, and then stage 8 is coming up, and that is in Paris. Now, Global Champions League in Paris is from the 21st to the 23rd, but next week, the 15th, is the closing date of the transfer window. Will officially be announced after Paris. Needs to be validated by all the official authorities. And then after Paris we'll be allowed to announce the transfers that will happen and that have happened between the teams. Maybe transfers between teams, maybe new riders coming in, plenty of possibility and options. But as mentioned, a week's break, and then it is Paris calling. Not under the Eiffel Tower, because their preparations are in full swing for the Paris Olympics, of course. So a brand new venue unique venue for the 8th stage of Global Champions League. Here from all of us in Cannes, it's over for today. So we thank you for watching, but don't forget that tomorrow we are back with the 7th Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of the season. From all of us here at the Côte d'Azur, thanks for watching and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Welcome back to the GCTV Live studio. We see the Stockholm Hearts powered by H&M just walking past me. We are going to grab the winners. We are going to grab the champions. We will have Marlon Bar-Jonsson and Nicole Philipparts in the studio in a few moments' time. But we will also then hear from Razorback International and hear from Madrid in Motion. We've already had Ludger Beerbaum here, who very positively says that he's not frustrated at all. You can never be frustrated by getting onto the podium on a Global Champions League stage. It is valuable championship points, and because of that, Razorback International now jump up to 4th place on the table. So they are climbing their way back, and with it only being halfway through the season, the form that they have shown, the potential that they have, and the climbs that they are making, Ludger Beerbaum makes a prediction that you shouldn't be too surprised if and when Razorback International are very much in the championship mix by the end of the season. We'll also look back at some of the more important rounds, some of the rounds that had big influence on the overall championship table. So there's that and more coming up right after this. Stay with us.
Elegance is an attitude. Of course it is. This is an attitude. Of course it is.
Welcome back to the GCTV Live studio. We are here at the end of the night live in Cannes, stage 7 of the Global Champions League, and a very impressive performance from the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, who stormed their way to victory. Nicola Philippats and Marlon Beyer-Jonsson jumping in that second round. They join us, a very wet pair join us in the second, after that second round, join us in the studio. Marlon, Nicola, thank you very much. Very quickly, why are you always on the worst receiving end of the champagne shower, Marlon?
Well, I wasn't last week.
No?
Saint-Tropez I wasn't. I was quite fine then.
So what did you do then that you didn't do tonight?
Well, I wasn't quick enough to open the bottle.
You should have enough experience at that, right?
I should.
No?
It's worth it, though.
It is very worth it. Listen, congratulations to you both. I showed you the championship table on my little notepad here, which, by the way, tells you that the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, are the new championship leader. And very nonchalantly, you win. Okay. Is that the expectation of this team, that that's where you need to be, that's where you deserve to be, that upon getting to the top, you go, it's okay. It feels like it's a very calm reaction to a really big moment, no?
Yeah, for sure it's a big moment, but it's also a long way ahead of us.
Yeah.
So, you know, let's not jump of joy too early. You know, we're not even halfway through, but we're for sure very, very happy. We've been quite decent the whole year. We haven't had a win until today, which is great to finally get it. But you know, we've been very good all year, I must say. Yeah.
Nicola, talk to me about the floodlights in round 2. Everyone is talking about the floodlights. Everyone is asking whether or not it makes a big impact. Do senior riders, senior horses like Katanga, like H&M Indiana, is it an impact at all, or is it something that even now you have to be wary of?
I think for sure it's different, but I think we are very fortunate to have two unbelievable horses. They really gave everything today, and I think they jumped plenty of times under the floodlights, and you can see today also that the experience they really took over in the ring, and we were just sitting on top of them and they were doing the work today.
It's almost the case with you in Indiana, isn't it? Because what is it now, 5 out of 7 clears? I mean, Nicola makes the joke. It almost feels like you just get on top and say, right, off you go. That's how good the bond is. That's how good the relationship is. Talk to me, Marlon, all these years later, all these titles later, how has that relationship evolved and developed over these years?
You know, we know each other so well,
Yeah.
and we do have our odd rounds that are not great, but
As is the sport, yeah.
As in any relationship, you know, you have bad days and you have good days, but mostly we have great days. And she's, you know, she makes me so proud. She goes in that ring and she tries her hardest for me every single time. You know, it's just amazing to have a horse like Indiana. It's just amazing.
Nicola, do you feel much the same with Katanga? When you come in with, does it feel as if that bond has just gotten better and better over the years?
I think for sure we've been a combination for quite a few years. We've had many good results, and for sure it's always nice to ride and to ride her and compete in the ring. She always gives like 1000% of herself, and it's very nice to sit on top of.
I think very often we ignore what happens in round 1, and Antoine Herman was very important today.
Yeah. I was just going to say, let's not forget about
Yeah,
Antoine.
absolutely. Can we take a moment to discuss the rider that Antoine is, the impact that having a rider like that on a team is? Can we talk about that? What's your perspective on Antoine?
You know, it's the second time I ride with him on the team. The first time was in Doha, and he went in the first round and jumped a beautiful clear then as well. He does the same today. You know, he's super cool, and he just rides a perfect round today. He just sets the standard for the rest of us to do the same.
What are your thoughts on Antoine as well, Nicola? What do you think of him as a rider?
He's a fantastic guy. Like, he's so motivated. He's young. He really wants to go for the team. And I think for sure without him today we couldn't have won. I think he's a very good rider, a very upcoming talent, and we're happy to have him in the team.
Does he spend a lot of time with you guys outside of the ring? I'm trying to pick up with, as a young rider, to be able to ride alongside you. Does he come to you for information? What kind of rider is he when he's, you know, we get told that these young riders should really learn from the seniors. Is he that kind of guy? What is he like outside the ring?
I'm sure he is. Now today he got help from Julien Epayard, so he had a good guy next to him.
Yeah,
He didn't
good guy to have, yeah.
He didn't really need our help, but you know, we sit at the table and we spend time together, and he's a super nice guy, and you know, you can see he really wants to soak up everything, and he's one to watch.
Nicola
sure.
Mullen says that it's still very early days, and she's right. Oh, in stage 7 afterwards today. Stage 8 coming up in 2 weeks' time, I think it is. What does the rest of the summer look like? We know it's a very busy year. We know that a lot of planning needs to happen for the Stockholm Hearts. Do you have an idea? Can you share with us maybe what stage 8, stage 9 looks like? Is there... maybe that should come to you.
Secret weapon.
Yeah. Talk to me about what that looks like over the upcoming stages. Have you guys had discussions over the summer, what it should look like?
I think for sure we have discussions all the time who wants to go where and who has to go where. I think we're lucky to have a very good team. Everybody's very keen to ride on the team, and for sure I think Paris is going to be the next leg. For sure we're going to try to come with a good team and try to go for it again.
Marlon, finally, before we wrap up, you guys were involved in that fantastic championship run with Riesenbeck a year ago, 2 years ago. I lose track. Does this have the feeling of a similar championship run to it from the Stockholm Hearts? It feels as if it's a little more subdued, but I wonder if, having been involved in that exciting championship run, are you getting the feeling that maybe this has the legs to develop into something like that as well?
You know, you get experience from year to year in this as well, and I think it's like we say, you have to do show by show, and we've been very consistent so far, and we're just going to have to try to stay consistent, because that's what it's about in the end.
Yeah, all right, well listen, congratulations to you, Nicola, congratulations, your winners here in Cannes tonight. An outstanding performance from the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, who power their way into first place here in Cannes for stage 7. Madrid in motion, standing by. Reaction from the second place finishers.
Motion back on the podium in third position today. Michael, an unlucky last in round 2. I know you were just re-watching your round there. What do you make of it?
No, I thought my horse jumped fantastic today. I made a decision today to jump her both rounds because she's safe. And okay, the last line was difficult. There were the many faults were there at the last combination. I maybe did not got enough jump on the oxel before it, and I came a little, maybe the distance was a bit too open. That happens, these things, but I thought for the rest he jumped fantastic, and Mark did a great, second round, and I think we have to be happy with our third place.
Absolutely, you must be happy with that. And Mark, going into the second round then, you had a little bit of added pressure on your shoulders going second. Did you feel that pressure tonight?
Well, there's always pressure when you're riding for the team. It's a different feeling than when you're riding individual. You always feel a bit of extra pressure because you know that you want to do well for the team and you don't want to let people down, obviously. So you have a bit of extra pressure. But normally in this sport, pressure's a help. It makes you try harder, and it's only a good thing.
I noticed you both checking the championship scores as well. You're still in third position. Just how much are you chasing this championship this year?
Okay, that's always good to be as high as possible, but it's not something we are just focusing on. I think we do show by show and try to get every time the right riders with their horses at every event and try to perform well, and then the overall score will follow.
Yeah, absolutely well, and it really is this season. Well done.
Thanks very much. Thanks.
Riesenbeck International, I'm sorry, I said Madrid Emotion finish in second place. They were third. Riesenbeck International finish in second. Apologies. Those are your third place finishers. Madrid in Motion having a word with Rosie Tapner. We'll hear from Riesenbeck International. Second place finishers in a few moments' time. While we wait for the Riesenbeck boys to get in touch with us, let's try bring Frederick de Backer back into the show. Frederick de Backer, welcome back to the show. A bit of post-studio reaction. Ludger Beerbaum, just by the way, seems to be the coolest, calmest man in show jumping, because what we might indicate is frustration for Riesenbeck International. He quietly told me that he's not frustrated at all. You should never be frustrated with any podium. And he goes on to tell me that don't be surprised if they're in that championship hunt at the end of the season. I wonder if maybe we should change our tune. How do we feel about Riesenbeck International after more championship points tonight?
Well, they are 100% in the championship hunt. Coming here, they were 20 points off the lead. Going away from Cannes, they are 15 points off the lead. They have just booked what is their third podium. So that's already strong from Riesenbeck International. They are 1 point behind Madrid in Motion. Yeah, 100% in the championship hunt. Of course, they wanted to win in Madrid. They wanted to win in Saint-Tropez. They wanted to win in Cannes. They want to win every stage. But everybody won wants to win every stage. So yeah, they didn't win it, but championship-wise, come the end of the season, they're going to be right there. They're going to take this down to the wire. They're putting pressure on Madrid in motion, on Can Stars and on Stockholm Hearts. And let's be fair, maybe we have to be very happy that things didn't go very well in Miami and in Mexico, because otherwise they would have been miles in front of the rest of the field. And then we would say, this is a boring season. So it's a bit of a story of two thoughts.
Yeah, let's not forget that there was the final playing in Madrid. There were late faults in Saint-Tropez. So you're right, this could well have been a runaway season for Riesenbeck International. And we've been telling the story of late about, the disappointment of Riesenbeck. But here they are, 15 points off the championship lead. A championship lead that now is owned by Stockholm Hearts. Very quietly going about their business, Frederick, albeit by just a single point over Can Stars. And also speaking to Marlon Bayer-Johnson now, speaking to Nicola Philipparts, they feel as if their feet are firmly on the ground. There's no major wild celebration just yet. Stockholm Hearts, feet on the ground. We've seen a Riesenbeck Stockholm fight before. Are we shaping up for another one in 2024?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a few more teams that are going to get involved. Let's not forget that Valkenswaard United have once again put up a fairly good performance. They are fifth. They're just going to fight for top 4 at the moment, but who knows what is going to change. If one of those leading teams has a drop, then Valkenswaard is going to come into play. So we've got these 4, 5, 6, because I cannot forget Mexico Amigos. They're also in that group as well. So there's 6 teams that are in that fight for, call it top 4, but also for the championship. And yes, Riesenbeck, Cannes and Stockholm are going to stand out a little bit more, be a little bit stronger, really purely for the championship win. But with the pressure constantly being on, it is going to be a very interesting second part of the season, as actually we are now officially at the halfway stage of the season, Mark.
We are officially at the halfway stage. Very well pointed out, Frederick. Thank you. Now, before I steal content from the day after, which will be available for you on demand, by the way, on GCTV, talk to me, Frederick, about 13AB. You called it in the pre-show. You spoke about it being a really, really tricky line. Talk to me very quickly as we close the show. 13A, 13B. What's your thoughts and reaction on what was designed there tonight?
I knew that you were going to throw that at me, so I quickly went back to my notes. Michael de Vleuten and El Wieke had it down. Otherwise, it would have been double clear for them, and it would have been second place. Dennis Lynch and Cordial had it down. Otherwise, it would have been double. No, it would have been clear for him and second place. Shanghai Swans, both Daniel Deusser and Christian Alman had it down. If they would not have had it down, let me quickly check. If they would not have had it down, it would have been second place for the Swans. Mexico Amigos had it down. Giacomo Casadei, if they would not have had it down, it would have been sixth place. So yeah, if you're talking about the crucial fence in this second round, you have to talk about 13A, 13B, but you also have to say that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. It's not like nobody cleared it. So it's been crucial for the crucial teams, but other teams have jumped it without a problem. Warriors, Falcons, Prague Lions, Scandinavian Vikings, they've all jumped it clear. So the leading teams actually had most trouble with it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a preview of the day after, available for you shortly on GCTV. Frederick de Backer, great to have you in commentary as always. Thank you very much. We'll catch up again soon. That's a wrap for Frederick de Backer tonight, giving us some reaction on that very, very tricky back end of the course, 13A, 13B. And as he said, ironically, going down by more of the major teams. We'll unpack that a little bit more, of course, later. Let's hear from Riesenbeck International, Christian Kukuk and Philip Schulze-Topov, finishing in second place here tonight in Cannes. They speak to Rosie Tapner.
Riesenbeck in second position again. Philip, I know you were just re-watching your roundup there. Slightly disappointing in round 2. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I was really disappointed, to be honest. I had a good feeling in the first round and also in the warm-up. We had a good start, 1-2, and then the early fault on number 3. I tried to go a little quick. Yeah, I got the second rail and then it was gone.
We can be slightly disappointed for Philip there, but Christian, it's still, it's still championship points.
Yeah, I think we made good points tonight, and I think without seeing the overall yet, but I think we moved up again. It was a good step for us. Like, I can understand that Philip is disappointed. I would feel absolutely the same in his position. But honestly, I think we should be more happy about the second place today. The last times when we were actually in the lead after round one with a double clear, we ended up 4th and 3rd. So this result we should see it positive, and I really want to see it positive and not be disappointed tonight. We made a good step. I think we can be very positive for the next shows, and the overall is far away from done.
We also spoke to Ludger earlier on today, and he was really positive as well. We've managed to catch up with him. Have you managed to catch up with him yet?
Shortly, yeah. We had a short conversation. He just told us that it's not every season like the last one. But yeah, I should be positive, he told me. A little bit difficult for me, to be honest. Yeah, it happens. It's no problem.
Finally, Christian, Cannes is such a fantastic location. Why is it so special?
I think, honestly, that to jump under the lights is always a special feeling. And yeah, here this ring has a special size. You know, it nearly has the same length on all 4 sides. So that's very different to all the other venues we have. For the horses, it's definitely a bit different under the flat light, but I like it actually. It makes everything a little bit more exciting in general. And yeah, I mean, the flair, the weather, the beach, the sea, the feeling here it has a bit holiday feeling during the day, and then we come back to work in the night. But yeah, that makes it special, I would say. Yeah.
Well done this weekend.
Thank you.
The Riesebeck International boys have some reason to celebrate tonight. We have such high expectations for them that when they don't win every stage, it's almost seen as a disappointment. And both Christian Kuckuck and Ludger Beerbaum just putting our feet back on the ground here tonight, reminding us how special and how important it is to get onto a stage and to a podium on a GCL stage. And they are earning those championship points. They are staying in the hunt, and they are firmly in the mix. Let's show you what their current overall rankings look like now. What is the result of this podium finish? The win for the Stockholm Hearts, 2nd place for Riesenbeck, and Madrid Emotion in 3rd. Well, as we said, Stockholm now jump into the championship lead, albeit by just a single point. Cannes Stars go down to 2nd. Madrid Emotion move up to 3rd. And take a look at Riesenbeck International, who continue to climb and are now just 15 points off the championship lead. Falconsward, Mexico Amigos, and the Doha Falcons find themselves in 5, 6, and 7, as that brings to a close the top half of the overall rankings after stage 7. Prague Lions find themselves in 8th. Shanghai Swans, still the disappointing season continues for them in 13th. And New York Empire, powered by Lugano Diamonds, on the verge of breaking into triple figures. 99 points, find themselves in 11th place. And for the Scandinavian Vikings, I'm afraid, find themselves bottom of the table in 14th with 79 points. More on the overall rankings, of course, as the season continues to ebb and flow. We will be back in 2 weeks' time in Paris for stage 8. And before we get to Paris, I need to remind you of deadline day. It is June 15th. We have a mid-season transfer market in the Global Champions League, which allows teams and riders to make significant moves to different teams over the stage of that period. So, riders, managers are now talking to one another, are trying to obtain new faces to their team. They are trying to go into the transfer market and get themselves the best possible talents, the best possible riders with horsepower for the second half of the season. And all of that needs to be completed by the 15th of June. It closes between Paris and Stockholm. So what does the second half of the season look like once those transfers have been completed? You will have to stay tuned to GCTV to find out, and of course across all the social channels we'll have all of that information as soon as the news breaks. So thank you for joining us in Cannes. Congratulations to the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, your winners here tonight and your new championship leaders as well. We take a break, and guess what, we'll see you in Paris in 2 weeks' time. Au revoir.
Paris awakens. The aroma of fresh coffee mingles with the fragrance of victory. A timeless equestrian dance unfolds in the heart of Paris, a symphony of hooves pounding on the ground. A ballet in perfect harmony, where time seems to dissolve into the air. Each jump transports us to a world of glamour and passion.
The Longines Global Champions Tour of Paris from the 21st to the 23rd of June.